Good evening, everyone. I'm Laura Ingraham. This is the Ingraham Angle from Washington tonight. Democrats' death to America. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Now, we heard for the longest time during the Obama era that this guy, his preacher, was an anomaly.
The government gives them the drugs, builds bigger prisons, passes a three-strike law, and then wants us to sing God Bless America? No, no, no. Not God Bless America. God damn America. That's in the Bible for killing innocent people. God damn America for treating us citizens as less than human. God damn America as long as she tries to act like she is God and she is supreme.
But he wasn't an anomaly, and that wasn't an outlier. What Reverend Wright was saying back in 2003 was what many leftists then and some of the Democrats now believe.
We're going to rip out the systemic racism that still infects our laws, our institutions, our culture.
Given those words from our elected officials, systemic racism, structural racism, given that sentiment, why would anyone be surprised that others who live here feel justified saying, yes, that we are indeed a wicked, evil country, like in Michigan over the weekend? None of this should shock anyone who's been paying attention, because those protesters are saying what most activists on the left think. Frankly, it's what most members of the White House staff believe. Outside of maybe 4th of July or funerals, the left recoils and ridicules bold displays of patriotism. They recoil from it. Flags make them uncomfortable. Trigger warning.
I was really disturbed. I saw, dozens and dozens of pickup trucks with, explicatives against Joe Biden on the back of them, Trump flags, and some cases just dozens of American flags, which is also just disturbing because essentially the message was clear. It was, this is my country. This is not your country. I own this.
I'm still stuck on explicatives. She means expletives. Now, even our national anthem had to be softened by adding another song to the playlist to clean us of the taint of the original. Yet the line on Joe Biden all along, going back to 2008, was that he was a scrappy guy from Scranton, more of a moderate with patriotic working-class roots. Well, the roots are long gone.
I recognize for a lot of folks across this country, maybe it's not you, your kid, your family member, going through whatever a transgender child and family's going through. But I think we all agree, if it were you, you'd want the space to figure it out with your family and your doctor, not being told by anybody. I will not stop until I ban assault weapons again in high-capacity magazines.
Because no one who really loved America, our history, and our culture would make it his policy to push that or to leave our border open. No one who really wanted to help keep America safe would have appointed nincompoops to the cabinet like Janet Yellen, Lloyd Austin, or Jennifer Granholm. And no one who really cared about Americans would dismiss their complaints, their real complaints about the high cost of groceries and of gas. Certainly no one who respected our working people would try to outlaw gas-powered cars and mandate EVs. No one who wanted a healthy America would consider legalizing high-THC weed. And no one who really cared about protecting American life would consider abortion up until birth a sacred right. So death to America is a fact of life under Democrats' policies. Biden's unending spending is death to our economy. His weaponization of the DOJ, death to our rule of law. His obsession with DEI will mean death to standards of objective excellence in education, the workplace, even our military. His everyone can come in immigration policy, well, that's death to our local budgets, schools, and healthcare system, and that's just for starters. And of course, his kowtowing to the trans lobby means death to women's sports. In effect, Democrats today promote almost everything that's bad for us: an open border, drugs, pornography, and abortion. One by one, each is a step toward our nation's death. The sad truth is Democrats all think it's best for the world and best for us if we have fewer resources, if we have less power. Remember, we're structurally racist after all. And anything that they can do to bring that about, they're going to try to do. Look at what they've done in places they've controlled. For instance, does California as a state have the same type of influence and cachet that it had back in the 80s? No.
I moved to California in 1986. It was not as liberal as it is now. I saw this coming years ago, and I said, you know what? I'm going back to Florida. Florida's a free state.
Same deal with New York. That's no longer the place you have to live. How about Harvard? Does a Harvard degree still mean excellence after Claudine Gay?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric, when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment, intimidation, that is actionable conduct, and we do take action.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
And our once trusted agencies like the CDC, the NIH, still as well respected after COVID? We all know the answer to that. No. If you told the average leftist that 10 years from now, America would be richer, stronger, and more powerful, I think they'd be pretty depressed. But if they knew in a decade that we'd all be living in micro apartments, owning no cars, and eating bugs, they'd be happy. I think the happiest they ever were was when everyone was locked down. They loved their Zoom cocktail parties, wearing 4 masks, Zoom classes for their kids, getting checks from the government to do nothing. America stopped working, and they were thrilled. The economy was on ice, just as they like it. Death to America is not just a phrase shouted in Dearborn or anywhere else in Michigan after the Hamas assault on Israel. It's what the party of Joe Biden is bringing to America every day of the week, with more to come if he's elected again. And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.